There are a lot of food holidays to celebrate throughout the year. Today just so happens to be about Milk's favorite cookie. It is National Oreo Day. We're celebrating with a batch of delicious Oreo French silk pie sugar cookies. Our good friend of the show, Wendy Paul, is sharing this recipe. So good to see you.
Hi.
I stepped into the kitchen and Wendy, all business, all matter of fact, said, this is very delicious.
It is.
This is very delicious, by the way.
It is extremely delicious. I mean, kids were eating the dough this morning. Do you let your kids eat cookie dough? I still do.
I do.
I know, I'm a good mom.
Right. There you go. Hashtag fun mom.
Fun mom. So this is a really delicious recipe. I actually had this idea a little while ago and I was kind of like mulling it over in my brain of how I would actually do it. But I wanted Oreos in my cookie dough.
Oh.
So, you know, our whole thing of layering flavors, it applies to this cookie too.
Applies to Oreos?
It does, it applies to Oreos. It gives a little rich flavor, a fun texture, and a little creaminess because of the inside of the cookie.
The inside is the best.
Yeah, the inside is the best,
it's the best.
right?
I saw you on Instagram post that you were working on these a few
Yeah,
weeks
I
ago.
was.
And this is how good Wendy is when she, you know, teases, as we say, a recipe or gives us a sneak peek. I get excited. I've been excited for 2 weeks waiting for this recipe.
Oh my gosh, I have too.
Okay,
I have too. I was like, when am I gonna go? When am I gonna make these again?
Okay. So what else is in the dough?
So you've got just traditional sugar cookie ingredients in the dough. So you've got Oreos, flour, some brown sugar, vanilla, eggs, oil, sugar, like, you know,
check.
And then Oreos, okay? So that's like the special ingredient.
And you
for
crushed them up
dough.
very
I
fine.
crushed them up. Yeah, just in my food processor. I wanted them to be fine, but also still have a little texture. So it's not like a powder. It still has a little crunch to it.
Okay.
So once I make the dough, I'm just gonna shape it in like a cookie scoop, right? Or a measuring cup.
That's a big little chunk of dough.
Well, I mean, we want a good-sized cookie, right?
That was a compliment, not a complaint.
Okay, so I like to space them apart a little bit. Yeah. And then here's a fun little, to add a little more crunch, right? Because we want more layers of the cookie.
Oh,
I'm just gonna sprinkle
girlfriend.
some, I know.
That's fun.
Isn't that fun, just right on top?
Yeah, different texture right on top.
Right on top. And then I just take my cookie scoop or measuring spoon, measuring cup, and just press down a little.
Okay.
Just to get the cookies into that dough as it bakes, right?
All of a sudden, my desire to visit the local cookie shop has diminished because I can make these at home.
You can make these at home.
These
and
look
they can,
fancy.
You know, it's actually fairly easy to do.
Okay.
So you're gonna do this, you're gonna bake them for about 8 to 9 minutes at 400 degrees. So it kind of gets a little crispy on the outside, a little soft in the middle.
Perfect.
All right. Okay, and now here comes the good part. Let's make some filling.
Okay.
All right, so the French silk filling, this was really easy to do.
What constitutes French silk? What is that? Like a...
Well, it's just like really smooth and creamy, smooth, okay? Now, there is butter in this filling because butter makes everything better. It really, truly does. And if you love something and it's really rich and smooth, you'll be like, is there butter in there? And I guarantee you there is.
The answer is yes.
Okay, so we're gonna add that to our whipped cream.
Okay, did you make that, buy that?
So I whipped it this morning.
She whipped it good.
Whipped it good to stiff peaks. You want stiff peaks, okay? And then we're gonna fold it. Do you know how to do that?
I think so.
Okay, so just think over, under, right?
Over, under.
And I did reserve some whipping cream for the topping, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it just takes just a little bit to bring together. Do you see that? I don't want to deflate the air out of the whipping cream. I want to keep that tallness, you know, that volume, okay? So as you just bring it together, look at that. See, it's starting to get a little darker.
Did you like my insecure answer? I think I know how to fold.
I think I know how to
fold. You tell me how you fold and I'll tell you if that's the way I fold.
So like over, under, that's really just the easiest way to do it. I like to use a flat spatula like that.
Do we want the colors totally incorporated?
Yes, you do. So just let me give it a few more little spins and we'll be ready to go.
We're here for it.
We'll be ready to frost. How about that?
I am so excited.
See, look how fast it comes together. That was actually really quick.
Yes.
So, all right, for the purpose of television, let's pretend it's all mixed together.
Looks good to me.
Okay. All right, so I've got some cooked cookies here.
And you've got that crunchy crumble right on top.
The crunchy crumble right on top. You see that?
Yes.
Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
So when you pull your cookie out of the oven, it's still gonna be a little soft, but as it cools, it'll harden slightly.
I always have to remind myself of that every time I make cookies.
Right.
Like a little underdone.
Like a little underdone is best. If you wait till they're hard in the oven, they're gonna be like, you could throw them and shoot them, you know? Like,
too late, sister.
Too late. All right, generous serving.
Thank you.
Okay, of the mousse topping, because that really is like, I was gonna say the icing on the cake, but that's not the right terminology here today.
Icing on the cookie.
Icing on the cookie. So this mousse is actually really good on its own too. If you don't wanna make the cookie, just make the mousse.
Save a spoonful.
Save a spoonful, okay? So then we're going to...
It gets better.
Whipping cream.
Oh, please.
Layers of flavor, Brooke.
Oh my gosh.
All right. And you can be as generous with this. I'm being very generous
you're not
today.
shy. We love that
I mean,
about
look,
you.
did you see like the ratio here of
Yes,
cookie
I support
to
it. I
filling?
fully support it.
Right, and then you could do a little more of these. Why not?
Just keeps getting better.
Or you could even top it with like
Pretty. I saw the
pretty
strawberry.
strawberry, right?
Yeah, I liked that. You
So
could
either
make
way.
these and your friend give them to a girlfriend who needs a boost, and she might think you stopped at the cookie shop.
She will, but
Look
it's
at
made
you.
with extra love, right?
Wendy Paul inspired.
So for National Oreo Day.
Yes, that's a good
Yep.
way to eat your Oreos. I mean, dunk them in the milk for sure, but then take it a step
Right,
up.
take it a
make
step-
these delicious. What are we calling them? French silk.
Let's call them Oreo French Silk Sugar Cookie.
Oreo French
How does that
silk
sound?
sugar cookie by the wonderful Wendy Paul. Thank you
you.
so much for sharing. It was worth the
Yes.
2-week wait. And you should be peeking in on Wendy's Instagram now and then to see what's happening and get great recipes from you there
Yeah,
too,
we have
right?
lots of fun, don't we? I know.
The real Wendy
The
Paul.
real Wendy Paul, yep.
All right, Wendy, thank you so much.
Thank
And happy
you.
National Oreo Day.
Happy National Oreo
We
Day.
kind of got tired years ago of celebrating the goofy holidays because there's so many silly ones, but this one feels worthy of our attention.
I think it's legit.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Good to see you, friend.
Thanks.